Well, it's one of the fastest turnarounds and greatest coaching jobs in recent memory. Curt Cignetti taking Indiana football from perennial bottom feeder to national power, looking to get back to the playoff for the second straight year. Our Danny Kanell chatting with Coach Cignetti ahead of our Big Ten showdown on CBS between IU and Oregon.
Coach, it is great to see you again. The last time I saw you was in Las Vegas at Big Ten Media Days, and I remember the question going around was who's going to be this year's Indiana, that surprise team that comes out of nowhere. And I loved your answer because you were like, we're going to be this year's Indiana. We're going to be right back where we were last year. And sure enough, here you are. You've got an undefeated season so far. You're ranked number 7. You're getting the respect you deserve. Do you feel like the country's finally starting to appreciate what you've done at Indiana with the football program?
Well, the most important thing to me is that the team continue to develop. We got a big contest this week, obviously, against Oregon, great football team. I honestly don't spend a lot of time on social media. When I get home at night, I will turn it on just to see what's going on in the world. And I mean, you're always going to have your supporters and you're always going to have people that are not for you in this business. That's part of the job. But so far, so good. I think we've made progress and like where we're at heading into this game.
Do you use like the social media aspect? I'm sure you have a social media team that shows you information, shows you things that people are saying. We in the media oftentimes use that as the chip on the shoulder or added motivation for games. Do you have people, or are you looking for stuff to show your team to give them extra, motivation going into a game like this, which is they shouldn't need any more motivation, but maybe it's another week that you look to try to keep them on their toes?
Well, I think last year maybe that was the case, and I was out there a little bit publicly. Felt like I had to wake the fan base up here and shake things up. But now after going into year 2, once we've established the program, not quite so much. I do see some things out there, and I'm sure it's motivating, and I'm sure the players feel the same way. I think we did have some things to prove. After the Notre Dame game, and then at the start of the season, all eyes were kind of on Illinois a little bit. We wanted to make a statement in that game. And then went on the road and played at Iowa, which is a really hard place to play. It was a dogfight. Our backs were against the wall the entire day, and we found a way to get it done. And I think that was good. So now you go out to play at Oregon, a really hard place to play against a great football team. Coach Lanning has done a tremendous job of recruiting, developing, and coaching. You see it on tape. It shows up on tape. And they've got size, speed, athleticism. Quarterbacks playing great. They got playmakers. They're huge inside on defense. They're good in every facet. And, it'll be a great challenge for our football team.
It'll be a challenge that you guys are getting more used to. You've had some practice in these situations. Last year you played in hostile environments in Columbus, in South Bend, in the playoffs. What did you learn from those games going into a game like this where it's a battle of top 10s, Autzen Stadium's going to be absolutely crazy? What did you learn from those experiences that you'll maybe adjust to or approach differently going into this one?
Well, the one thing I think I learned was, we needed a few more dogs. I can't say that positionally we won any battle in either of those 2 games, and special teams weren't real good. And, I've had some great road wins in my career, every place I've been. I can single out one game that was truly a great road win. And in all those games, we've had to overcome adversity, big time adversity, and never flinch, never show anxiety, have total belief and confidence, kind of an indomitable will and a resiliency about us. And, I think in this game that our mindset is extremely important. And getting our feet on the ground early, and all 3 phases have to play well. And we don't need to do anything but be ourselves, but we need to play well. We need to play well. Play 1 through 150 till the final whistle blows.
You know, your quarterback is somebody that I watched last season at Cal, was kind of watching him, was really impressed with his just raw ability, his escapability. He's got a really nice arm. And then he comes to Indiana, and I'm curious to know, is he there if his younger brother, Alberto, wasn't on the squad last year? How much did that help in finding him, like having that relationship? Or is this just somebody that you saw some of the things that I saw on tape were just like, wow, this is somebody who could really help our program?
Well, I think it helped our recruitment of him because Alberto could give him the ins and outs on the program, and it's a very close family, and they know about our history of developing quarterbacks. I mean, our last 4 or 5 have been player of the year of the conference on offense. Now, Curtis wasn't last year, but he led the country in QBR. And he was looking to be developed and had a lot of raw ability, made a lot of good plays at Cal, but had some areas of his game that he had to clean up. We had to help him clean them up, and mainly in the pocket in terms of, footwork, staying calm, processing. He's made tremendous improvement since he's been here. But as much improvement as he has made, he's got that much more he can make because he's got so much physical talent. I mean, quick release, arm talent, can move. And let me tell you, I've never been around a guy. He wants to be great. At a young age, he told his dad he wanted to be the next Tom Brady. And if there were 25 hours in the day, he'd spend all 25, preparing to be great. But as strong as his desire is, he's even a better person, in terms of caring about people, strong values, extremely intelligent, cares about people. I mean, he's a special guy.
I loved it. I thought that was on full display when you guys beat Illinois. He was giving all the credit to his teammates, very, self-deprecating, giving credit all around where it was due. I saw that from afar. How does a guy like that, who was a 3-star, I think he only had an offer from Yale before Cal got him, and then all of a sudden, our Mike Renner here has him going, 1, overall in next year's draft. How does that happen? And we see it happen all the time. How do those guys like that fall through the cracks?
I think the high school thing, it's, you got to remember, these guys are 17, 18 years old, and their bodies are going to change. And, there's still a lot about the high school guys that you don't know. And, I've never been into stars, just never have been. Was a recruiting coordinator for about 20 years as well as a coach. I think the evaluation is extremely important. And there's a lot of good players out there. And you find a guy that's got the right stuff, good habits, and wants to be great. And you develop them. That's part of the job of the program through the strength and conditioning program and, the coaching part of it. And so, I get a lot of comments about like the JMU guys, for instance, that came over. None of those guys really had offers from P4 schools, but, quite a few of them have been all Big Ten, on All-American lists, et cetera. There's a lot of good players out there. Like that. You just got to find the right ones and develop them.
Is this team better than last year's team?
I really don't play that game. What I would say about this year's team is this is a veteran team. You had guys like Pat Coogan, the center from Notre Dame, who's also a great leader, Hemby from Maryland, and there's others. Have really helped this football team. And somebody told me in Big Ten Media Day that, as a team, we've got the most starts in the Big Ten by far. And it is a veteran team, and we've responded to every challenge up to this point.
Yes, you have. And you guys have another big one coming up against the Oregon Ducks. Coach, thanks so much for the time. I know you're slammed, getting prepped, ready to go. It's always great catching up.
Thanks, Danny.
I love Cignetti. I think he's a breath of fresh air, but as an Iowa fan, I can't believe Iowa let him off the hook at Kinnick a couple of weeks ago. Iowa should have won that game. And he said it. Said they were on the ropes the whole game.
Yay, Iowa. Yay, Iowa. How about this game? This huge game.
It's big time, Amanda. 3:30 Eastern time. And college football today, the crew is going to be out there. They'll be live at noon on HQ.
The duck is my favorite mascot.
It's a fan favorite mascot. They're also going to be live 2:30 Eastern time on CBS.
Maybe we can get the duck on HQ.